the ramifications for this are huge. We're now in a two-horse race. We have Catherine Connolly, obviously, against Heather Humphreys now for the presidency. But also, what does it mean for Fianna Fáil? I said on this show at the time that I thought it was a peculiar move to put in Jim Gavin, notwithstanding that he was a credible candidate or anything. But I didn't understand why Billy Kelleher, with a lifetime of commitment to the party and his political experience, wasn't seen as more of a runner. And obviously there was that vote in Fianna Fáil. But I think Micheál Martin must be uncomfortable this morning, and he must know that he has questions. Jim Gavin was his man. Jim Gavin was his choice. Jim Gavin was pushed through.
He gambled.
He did, and he's lost.
He's lost. And a political bombshell hit late last night with the news that Jim Gavin is withdrawing from the presidential election. The GAA, the former Dublin GAA manager, the GAA legend, said he had decided to withdraw from the contest with immediate effect and returned to the arms of his family. It came after he failed to clarify reports on the Week in Politics debate that he allegedly did not repay a tenant €3,300 in rent mistakenly paid over a decade ago. The other big question for Fianna Fáil is, what do they do now in terms of the contest? Do they endorse Heather Humphreys as a government candidate, or is Micheál Martin too weakened to dare to do that?
I do think there's going to be some personal fallout for Micheál Martin, insofar as I've seen lots of commentary in the papers, things like with regard to Jim Gavin, that he, a man who only Micheál Martin could have considered charismatic. There's a lot of little snide remarks being bandied about out there about his judgment.
I understand why he went for Jim Gavin and not Billy Kelleher at the time. It's easy with hindsight, but I don't think Billy Kelleher could have won the presidential election.
At the time.
Well, I did. I thought he was. I didn't think Billy Kelleher was going to win the presidential election. I thought Jim Gavin had a chance. Now, obviously, it turned out it went disastrously, but it's hard to envisage what will happen.
I think Billy Kelleher would have done better in those debates.
Well, he would undoubtedly have done better, but would he have won the election? I don't think he would. And I understand why they went. Now, he gambled and he lost. Do you think Fianna Fáil should back Heather Humphreys as a government candidate?
It's going to be a very difficult decision. Obviously, we're going to be waiting on senior party members and what their suggestions will be going forward. I think it'll be quite difficult to put a stroke for any other candidate outside of a Fianna Fáil candidate in a presidential election. It is very disappointing. There's no point in saying otherwise.
Would you think of not voting in the presidential election on that basis?
No. I think it's hugely important that individuals get out and vote. There's a lot of talk about voter turnout being low in the up and coming election. I'd urge everyone with the opportunity to vote to get out and vote.